LaFontaine, he gets tripped up, gets it to May, and over the line. He's May going in on goal. He scores!
Welcome to the Overtime with Mayday podcast.
Hey, everybody, look at us. We got Overtime with Mayday, and we are live in Grande Prairie, Alberta for our first event with our partners, Bet99, the Crown and Anchor, and here we are. People have been great. You can tell by my voice, we enjoyed the populace yesterday, and they were very good to us. Welcome, Maisie. What are we doing? You having fun?
Hey, listen, got on an airplane, flew out here. I started in Toronto, had to fly through Calgary, met you. You came from Seattle, Vancouver. So you had 3 flights yesterday. We're jacked up to be here in Grande Prairie, Alberta. And honestly, the whole thing about it, the Stanley Cup Playoffs, one of the greatest times of the year. It's a 2-month marathon. There is a sprint involved, a component of that, and may the best team win. We're down to 16 teams. It's a blank sheet. We definitely have some favorites, but I swear to God, the way the NHL is, there's going to be some upsets.
There's got to be. There's going to be a dark horse. We're talking 4 rounds, 16 wins to win the cup. I mean, you've done it. Show this rock on this mitt. Take a look at that. Look at that. Cinder block hands. You can barely see the ring. It's like a solar eclipse.
Well, I got to tell you, awfully proud wearing this. Many years ago, 2007, I was lucky enough. I got traded at the trade deadline from the Colorado Avalanche to the Anaheim Ducks. Yeah. 3 months, 1 week later, I'm here to tell you that I was part of a team that hoisted the Stanley Cup. We were able to beat the Ottawa Senators in 5 games, and it was a wonderful pinnacle of my career for sure, but got to play with some incredible players. Chris Pronger, who's actually in the running right now, possibilities of maybe going to Toronto and becoming part of their management. But Teemu Selanne, one of the greatest people, let alone hockey players, Hall of Famer. You had a young Getzlaf and Perry. Chris Kunitz goes on to win 4 Stanley Cups, ours being the first one for him. Dustin Penner won 2. Sean Thornton, who went to Boston and won 1. We had a lot of great players and a lot of great characters on our team.
Absolutely. And actually,
it takes it all. It takes everyone.
It takes a village, right? To hoist something like that. And how amazing it. You played against Ottawa, beat them. And here we are going to actually, our first live game watch is going to be the Ottawa Senators against the Hurricanes.
So here's the crazy part. The Ottawa Senators, and I'm just going to throw it out there. One of my best friends, Steve Staios, he's their general manager for the Ottawa Senators. I was in Steve's wedding party many years ago. We were teammates in junior. We were teammates with the Vancouver Canucks. I wish Steve the absolute best. Steve went out and hired one of my favorite people I played with. Now it was Travis Green. He was my centerman, and we played a little bit. A lot of hockey together, though, with the Phoenix Coyotes. And Greener, I wish him the best. Obviously, this year, he's done a wonderful job kind of putting that team together and having them follow his game plan. And the owner of the team is a dear friend of mine, Michael Andlauer. So I have a real connection to Ottawa. I love the people. I really enjoy, but they're in for it. They're playing against the Carolina Hurricanes, who are the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference. They drive offense. They've got the best offensive zone possession time in the National Hockey League. It's over about 46% of games. Ottawa is going to be in for a tough series, but I'll tell you what, if anybody can actually be the first team to make an upset, I think it could be the Ottawa Senators.
You know, the Hurricanes play by committee, right? So everybody is just given there's some great talent within Ottawa. You got Stützle, and it's going to be goaltending, defense. You're going to have people coming to the table to do what they need to do to move. I mean, we talked 4 rounds, 16 wins. That is a tough hit.
Yeah. One of the greatest things that, and John Muckler, one of my coaches back in Buffalo, he was a Stanley Cup winner with the Edmonton Oilers many times over. And John, first of all, it's not the best team that wins the Stanley Cup. It's a team playing best at that time. But that time is over the course of 2 months. So it's not like you can get lucky and win the Stanley Cup. You have to play well for 2 straight months. And you have to learn how to win. Each series will be different, 4 different ways to win. You can win physically, and there'll be a series that it'll get awfully physical. You're going to have to win a series probably on the penalty kill on that side of special teams. And then, of course, your big boys have to step up and be the best players and score. So there's 4 different ways for these teams to win. The most complete team, for the most part, will be the one standing at the end hoisting the Stanley Cup, and I can't wait to see who that is.
I can't wait either. Hey, I'm excited that we've got a bunch of Canadian teams in this year. I was a little worried as we were getting close. Our Habs are there. We've got Ottawa that's in. We got Edmonton. I mean, this is great. It's great for hockey. It's great for hockey in Canada. And it's, gives us a little bit of, you've got some emotion tied into it because you've got connections in Ottawa. I love the Montreal Canadiens. I've always got an affinity for them. So we've got our favorites, but we also have some ideas of who's got the talent to really truly get to where they need to be.
And you know what? This is another opportunity for all these players to step up. There's going to be heroes in different series, unlikely heroes, guys that, step up. All of a sudden their careers go on a different tangent, a different trajectory. So this is an unbelievable time to be a player. There's nothing better than the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs because it's wild. This, as we say, it's an endurance race. It's an aerobic race to get to the Stanley Cup. That's four rounds, 2 months. The first 2 weeks is an absolute sprint, and you're going to see bad penalties. You're going to see guys get way too enthused and take probably undisciplined penalties because the emotion and the energy gets to you. But then on the flip side of that, the old asshole puckers up pretty tightly the moment the other team scores, and all of a sudden you start doubting yourself, doubting your team. I went through all those emotions, and by the way, that happens every game. But it's a team that's able to manage their emotions, manage the distractions, stay to the plan, and then all of a sudden, all that structure is going to protect you. The best teams will win.
Part of that whole process is you start to gel truly as a true team because you've got all that adversity, you've got all of the commotion, you've got all this stuff going on, you've got family wanting tickets, you've got all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, this is what every hockey player ever dreams of, twice in the Stanley Cup. I mean, how many games when you played street hockey back in the day, you hoisted the cup?
There's no question. And you know what? They did that all the way up until junior hockey, and even playing junior hockey, with your buddies, you still go through that exercise in your mind.
Yep.
But as a kid, and all those kids out there today, dreaming to be an NHL player, maybe in their own playoffs of their own right now, maybe they're trying out for the team for next year. This is like an energetic time to be a hockey player, a hockey fan. Bet99, our partners, are with us all the way. It's going to be an unbelievable run.
It's going to be an unbelievable run. Yesterday, we got a chance to meet the Grande Prairie Storm junior hockey team. Came off of a tough loss, Game 7. We met the boys on a going away. This is their packing up their gear, cleaning out their lockers, and heading home. And you saw the group come in, and Mayday just beelines right over to the boys, starts talking. They're all talking about, this could be the last run for me. I'm at that age. They're aging out. Well, and I've gone through that. You obviously never went through that until the end of your career, but a lot of, grocery sticks like me, there's a time that comes a lot earlier where this is as far as you're going. That's tough transition. We had a great chat with the boys out there and give them a pat on the back. Their barn was full here. They had like 3,300 people packed up. We have to do a shout out for those boys.
No, absolutely. The Grande Prairie Storm. In the back thing, they came in, they all had their hair dyed platinum blonde.
Love it.
And when they walked in, a couple guys had some nasty mullets, some facial hair.
Missing chiclet everywhere.
You know what? It was cool to see, but they're actually all together. They're actually responsible together. And the one thing that kind of dawned on me, I had an opportunity. Of course, I retired when I was 38 years old. And by the way, I never retired, just my phone never rang again to sign a contract. So it just kind of unceremoniously ended.
Yeah.
For these young guys, a couple of them said to me, that was my last game 2 nights ago because I've aged out. And I'm like, what are you going to do? And they're like, I don't know. Am I going to go to school? Am I going to go get a job? What am I going to do? And so there's a lot of that trepidation. And I actually went to bed last night thinking how lucky I was that I never had to make that decision or have that decision to make at that age. It's kind of sad because they love the game. They love their buddies. Clearly, they're all here together. Yeah. But you know what? At the end of every season, teams disband, and you'll never have that same group of guys together ever again. Yeah. Kind of sad.
It is sad.
But that's the growth.
And that's the growth, and that's reality to life too. As we move and go through our journey, some people.
But the one thing is, and not full of shit here at all, is when you win a championship. I know in this case, this team didn't, that we're talking about, but teams that win the championship at any level, those memories and those teams, whether you see each other again, that's together, and you have that to go forward with.
Or like,
It's for life.
you know,
And it's a cool thing.
and that, you know, that reminds me of that Freddie Shiro, when the Stanley Cup was won by the Philadelphia Flyers their first year. They were about to win against Buffalo, I believe.
Yeah.
There was a on the chalkboard he had written, "Win tonight, boys, and you will walk together forever."
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
So that says it all. And, you know, that's the reality of, you have that one moment in time that nobody will ever take away from you. It is done. It is here. We're there. And we were those individuals at that one moment in time.
You're never going to forget them.
I'm never going to forget that.
When I say that, I of course won different championships along the way. But once my NHL career started, I didn't have a sniff to win the Stanley Cup. I guess you had a sniff by in the playoffs, but we never advanced far enough.
Right.
16 years for me to get into that environment in Anaheim. And as we won round one, then we beat Vancouver in round two. We were down and out against the Detroit Red Wings in the conference final. And Scott Niedermayer, Hall of Famer, and Teemu Selanne, Hall of Famer.
Beauty.
We scored 2 overtime goals in Detroit at the Joe Louis Arena to actually come back and win those games on the road. By the way, it takes your best players to be their best.
Totally.
But to actually do that together, it's incredible. I haven't seen everybody since. I've seen a lot of them, but there's no question we're like this. And I'm wearing the ring for you boys.
Look at the rock. Look at the rock.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I don't wear it too often, so
I know you don't.
I brought it out to bring it to Grande Prairie and share it with the people.
Well, I appreciate that, because I've busted your balls on that. I know you broke it. There's a story in season 1 about how that broke, and great story, by the way. So if you haven't listened to it, go back to the podcast and listen. But I harassed you so much about it, and remember that ring is like seeing the Stanley Cup, right? So for the grocery sticks in the world, that is close as you're going to get, right? It's like going to the Hockey Hall of Fame and seeing the cup. It's for us, not for you, you know? So, you know, and I know how hockey players are very traditional, and they don't want to be boastful, and they don't want to brag and be braggadocious, but it's not. And people get that. They appreciate you doing that.
Well, I'll tell you, and this is quick. So we win this thing. We don't get our rings until the next year.
Yeah.
So I ended up signing back with Anaheim, and we go back. So in the fall, we got our rings. And what a beautiful ceremony. We went to our owner's house, and they gave it to us, or gave them to us. And it was amazing. Now, crazy part is, to win the Stanley Cup, you got to be cocky, you got to be confident, and you got to be willing to do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah. And
on that, sometimes you got to cross the line a little bit. And I believe that to be true. You have to be willing to do what others aren't willing to do.
That's right.
And you have to put yourself in harm's way. We went to the White House the next season.
No kidding.
And we had pretty much the same team, different.
Yeah, a little different. Yeah.
A year older. And but we didn't, that year, we battled to find consistency and the same energy and focus.
Yep.
And the one thing that I actually noticed, we went to the White House, and we went in, we met Dick Cheney and George Bush at the time, who was the president. There were only 3 guys of our whole staff, players, trainers, coaches, scouts, owners. Only 3 people wore their ring.
No way.
Of the 45 or 50 guys that are on the Stanley Cup of the Anaheim Ducks. And I found that really crazy. Yeah. Now, I had my ring, not that I was different than everybody else, but 3 of us had our rings. I thought, because it would have been a great photo in the White House to share our rings. Yeah. We don't win that season. We get beat by the Dallas Stars in the playoffs, the first round. And I swear to God, a big reason why it's so difficult to repeat in professional sports is, once you win, you want to be humble. You want to be respected as being humble and not ahead of yourself and not a cocky person.
Cocky guy, yeah.
But you can never, and you're not going to win unless you believe that you're better. You want to be better, and you're going to be cockier. Now, you can display it differently.
Right.
But honestly, that was the biggest hurdle. And we failed as a team on our mission the next year. And I do believe it's because we're too humble.
Yeah.
After you win, you're
so reserved because you don't want to let the other alumni or the other players down.
And you don't want to overshadow others.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I wish I could go back and fire up the boys and say, listen, who gives a shit about anybody else?
Right.
We're better than them. Let's prove it. Let's talk about it. Let's be braggadocious in some ways.
And be who we are.
Be better.
Yeah.
And you know what? The Florida Panthers, the last 2 years, that's what they had in
that
the second
swag.
season.
Yeah, they had a swag. They had a swagger, right? For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So that, brings us into where we are today. We've got a live watch party. The game's going to start here in a couple minutes. I'm pretty excited. So we got some predictions going on and where you think we want to go. We do have to talk about Mayday Bet Boost, the overtime with Mayday. We'll talk about that. Our great sponsors, partners, Bet99 and the Crown and Anchor here in Grande Prairie, Alberta. So we're thrilled to be here. So let's talk about, what do you think today? What are some of the keys for Ottawa to get through this game? Because one game at a time, right?
Well, just prior to me saying that, I've actually got a bet boost, the overtime Mayday bet boost on Bet99. So that's what I've done. I wonder if you want to follow me, because I think they're really cool. The first one is Ottawa, Carolina. It's a parlay. It's the over 5.5 goals.
Nice.
Tim Stützle with an anytime goal.
Nice.
And by the way, if Ottawa is going to go on and win this series, Tim Stützle is going to be an unbelievable player. So I got to believe that he's going to have a big game. And the other one is Sebastian Aho, who plays for the Carolina Hurricanes. Incredible player, so responsible, one of the best in the NHL there, and he's got over 1.5 points. So I got Aho, I got Stützle, and I've got the game going over. I think it's going to be a higher scoring affair today.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled. My heart wants what my heart wants, right? I want Ottawa to come out just storm it. Right?
So in this series particular, what does Ottawa have to do?
Yeah.
First of all, they're going to stop the puck. They're going to face a Carolina team that is literally, they're such a good offensive team. They drive the pace. Their offensive zone possession time is over 46%.
Wow.
Number one in the National Hockey League. So you might get overwhelmed in your defensive zone. How do you actually defend that? You have to stay with your structure. You got to defend from the inside out. And of course, you got to box out. Defense are going to be very, very important to give another set of eyes for the goaltender and allow, or have the goalie see the puck and see the shots coming. Backdoor tip-ins, a lot of net front plays.
Yep.
You're going to see that from Carolina. Ottawa, keep rolling, have the confidence. Jake Sanderson, great feet, get up the ice. Thomas Jabot. I think if they're clean on their exits out of their zone and moving through the neutral zone, Carolina is a really structured team. You can't, if you try to get to the inside too soon, they're going to knock it down. They're going the other way. I think you have to play the grind game, get the puck deep, hard rims, cross corner dumps, overload a side, get it to the other, and then it's low to high shots to the net.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's what every team's going to do anyways.
Absolutely.
I love saying it, but the bottom line is you have to battle. You have to be willing to take a beating to get in front of the goaltender in those dirty areas. And if Ottawa is willing to do that, they have a chance.
They have a chance.
They have great momentum right now coming in, but you have a confident Carolina team.
Absolutely. And, as we mentioned, they play by committee. But with Ottawa, you need goaltending. I mean, we need Ullmark to be Ullmark and stop the puck. That's one job. That is the job we need to do. It's easy for us to say because we're sitting on stools. There's a lot of stuff going on, preparation. 99% of goaltending is right here in the gray matter. And focusing on that stuff and focusing on the prize and winning it out. Cousins has to be great. Brady Tkachuk has to be Brady Tkachuk. He's got to be aggressive enough, but he can't take penalties. He's got to be, smart enough to be that edge maker that he is.
I 100%, and I love Brady and what he brings. He's a leader. We've seen it. Gold medal winner, and he's got personality. He's got character, and he fights for his teammates. And you know what? Apologetic too in some of his comments because he is a leader and he stands by what he says and the way he plays. I played with his father. He was my captain. I played for the Phoenix Coyotes. I love Big Walt. That's great. Of course, his brother won 2 Stanley Cups the last couple of years.
Made it to the finals 3 years in a row.
Brady wants him in on this party and he wants to be a difference maker. I really like Brady, and you're right. He's got to stay disciplined. Yeah. He brings the energy. However, the one thing I would oppose what you said, depending on the game and depending on the momentum of where it sits, there's every once in a while a player like Brady Tkachuk's got to waste one and take a penalty to send a message. I'm not suggesting that's going to happen the first couple periods, but if you're down in the game, maybe it's time to target a few players. And you know what? I don't apologize for that for 1 second. And anybody that thinks that I'm crazy, you have no idea what it takes to win.
Absolutely. And you don't have any idea how big these mitts are. Show them the mitts. Show them the mitts. Look at these things, right? So part of the process is actually having to get to where you need to go. So I'm excited. The puck's going to stop and drop here pretty quick. So we're going to be doing a live event. We'll come back at the end of each period, talk with the crowd and engage. Thrilled to be in Grande Prairie, Crown and Anchor downtown. It's a beautiful day. Our partners, Bet99, how good is this? This is great. Like from our concept a couple of years back, here we are.
It's awesome. And then I like a question. If you get on our website and maybe you can talk how people can do that. Obviously, you're watching it right now, but how to engage. What do you guys think of the caricatures? I love it.
Right.
I think it's fantastic.
Right. It's our guys, right?
Yeah.
I'm now stuck in the middle. So I'm the little scrawny guy in the middle, which breaks my heart. I work out every day. So I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong. But nonetheless, here it is. We're thrilled to be here. We've got our co-producer, Peyton, in the background, smiling. Even though he weaseled out last night pretty early, he was truly not a strong Canadian. We're going to work on that, right? Or we're going to have to cut him. We're going to have to let him loose.
The question all these hockey teams are doing, but how do you develop culture? Though I can tell you one thing, how you don't. Is have your teammates bolt at 9:30 at night.
Right. Yeah.
Is it not all for one for all?
Right.
You stick together.
Absolutely.
Make sure everybody gets home safely.
That's what
I couldn't even protect the young man because he took off in the car too early.
Yeah. So we'll have to work on that. I mean, I maybe a little hazing, maybe shave his head or something. We'll figure it out. And you can feel free to send us a note on our website or Instagram or Facebook and tell us what you think we should do to Peyton. Shave his head, strip him naked, toss him out in Grande Prairie, leave him for the wolves. We're open. But that's just how we're going to roll. So we're going to come back.
I think we have to tone down the stripping down to the naked side.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's right.
It's too cold out there right now.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. That's okay. Well, we'll maybe shave it. We'll talk later about that. But all right, we're going to come back here in a little bit and we're pumped and excited, brother. All right. Welcome back. What a period, man. Holy smokes. A fight like in the first couple seconds, like the Four Nations. What are you thinking, Brad? Where are you at?
Well, you know what? The two captains going at it, setting the tone. For people that don't understand it, it's all about emotion, and the team that's actually fully engaged, ready to do, again, whatever it takes to win. Brady Tkachuk does that.
Yeah.
He's had success doing it. And I was actually a little surprised that Jordan Staal was actually willing to do it as well. But it was a great start to the 2026 Stanley Cup Playoffs.
How much better?
What a start.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Setting the best game.
It is absolutely the best
question.
game. You can actually change the outcome of a game with an action like that, right?
For sure.
Spark it up and just engage. The first 15 minutes of the game, not a lot of shots. It was very tight, but there was a lot of moving going on, and then all of a sudden, light it up. Hallmark made some standout saves.
On Taylor Hall as well. That was amazing. The speed. These players are now going to settle in. The second period, you're going to see probably a little bit more confident plays being made. The frantic play is going to kind of slow down. They're in the game now, and the puck's going to be moving a little slower. The reads are going to be a little bit little clearer for these players. But the start, the energy, love it, man.
Man, the crowd's into it. Everybody's into it. I mean, we've got a lot of action going on here. It's only getting busier and busier as we go on. It's such an early game, but a lot of excitement. I'm so pumped up. I'm glad Freddie's playing great. I'm glad the Senators are playing awesome. They're taking it a little bit to them. We got the Hurricanes coming on back. They've got so much talent. So much talent.
As you're talking there, I'm just the screen in the back there.
Yeah.
I'm just watching it. There's some good hits. You know what? It's a great start. They're both disciplined teams, and there's going to be a mistake made somewhere, and it's going to be somebody that's a player that probably overextends a shift, does something just a little bit too aggressive, and then puts their team behind. But right now they're disciplined, and it's been good.
I agree. It's been good. Look, just a quick reminder: we're out here in Grande Prairie at a live watch party. This amazing venue that we have at the Crown and Anchor, one of our partners with Bet99. We are partnered up on this event. We're going to run us through 4 rounds, 16 games. For whoever's going to win the cup, we're here.
Okay, so I got a few questions for you.
Yo, buddy, bring it on.
Since we're we got to curate our own things.
Yeah.
For fans, the identity and loyalty. Who are you cheering for? First of all, there's 3 games today.
Yes.
Who are you cheering for?
Are
you cheering or
no,
who do you think's going to win?
So I'm torn because I'm an Italian. I'm a very emotional guy. I love what I love, regardless if it's the right thing. I want Ottawa.
Okay, you want Ottawa?
All right. We're talking Pittsburgh and Philly later on today. I mean, that's going to be a 7-game series, the Battle of Pennsylvania. Sid, you've got Skinner, the storyline there.
Are you a Pittsburgh guy?
I'm a Pittsburgh guy.
Okay.
I want to see that. And then, we've got
what about Dallas, Minnesota?
Dallas. That's for me. I love them both. I love Billy Guerin. I love Minnesota, but talent-wise, front to back. The Dallas Stars are incredible, and it breaks my heart that these guys have to meet in the first round. That is a quarterfinal. That should be a semifinal for a conference, right?
Okay,
A conference final.
So just for everybody, Rocco's a goaltender. Actually played up to the junior level. Actually played pro hockey in Europe. Rocco goaltending, the goaltending matchup. So if we're looking at the game right now, you got Ullmark, you got Freddie Anderson. Is there an advantage? You've got a Vezina Trophy winner
Right.
in Ullmark.
Yep.
Is that an advantage to Ottawa, or like?
It absolutely can be. Like, so if Ullmark can be on his game, he's a great goaltender, like a fantastic goaltender, and he's made some stops there that were like 5 alarmers. They were like, that blocker stop, the pad stop, like it was just in sequence, boom, boom. And for a goaltender to reset in a position when you're down and to reset to make another save, obviously the goaltenders are much bigger than when I played. I still play, but not at the level that, you want to. The process is these guys are engaged. You can just see they are lined up playing and engaged in the game. Okay. So yeah, I'm thrilled with both. And you know what? Ullmark was there when he had to be there, and we're Freddie is doing the exact same thing. Yeah. So if they can get good goaltending, this is going to go be a good series.
Okay, so now we're talking about when I was thinking about the question to ask you about goaltending. I'm thinking about Jake Ottinger.
Jake,
Dallas.
Yeah.
Is there an advantage in that series?
Yeah. Otter is an elite goaltender. He is a difference maker. Yeah. So absolutely, and it breaks my heart that they're in a first round with Minnesota, because I'd like to see both of them go.
Who would be the best goalie in the playoffs? Now, of course, it hasn't. Not.
Yeah, I haven't
the
played
16 teams. Who's the
best? So obviously, just based on pedigree, Ottinger is one of the best goaltenders. Okay. Last year, Bobrovsky, he was that guy, right? You can't forget Vasilevsky. I mean, he's a legend and still kicking. So there's some talent there. I like our Montreal goaltender. He's been, Dobish. Can play lights out, and he can be a game changer, right? And I'd like to see Skinner, really kind of advance. I mean, he got crapped on the last bunch of years. It's tough playing in Edmonton. You got all the talent, and everybody will blame the goaltender. You got to get through, 5 other people before you get to the goaltender, right? So it's tough, but I'd like to see him, just resurrect himself to the goaltender.
I like Stu too. Yeah. You know what? I find myself, whether he's the best goalie or not, I find myself rooting for him. Yeah. He's a cool guy.
Nice guy. He's like, he's got that cool demeanor. He's just, I agree. Great.
Well, and then what's your favorite hockey memory, Stanley Cup playoffs? Ooh. Is there one?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll bring that right off. So the last, and it was a semi-final, Montreal Canadiens versus the Boston Bruins, Game 7. Growing up in Yellowknife, the game was going into overtime, but we had the famous Lafleur goal, right? They came back and they tied it up. So my favorite memory was in where I grew up. They had a lot of power outages because of the whether it be diesel generators or whatever the process was. There was a complete power blackout as the Montreal Canadiens, Boston Bruins were going into the Stanley Cup final, Game 7, into an overtime period. And the only places that had power were run by generators from the mine site. So we would reach out to the guys that we played hockey with that lived out on the giant mine property because they had power and they were able to watch the game. So they're telling you on a dial-in phone, plugged to the wall, what's going on in the game. Power came on, 2 minutes left, or actually not even a minute later, Lambert gets that famous goal. It's passed across, bang in, and that was it. It was done. That was my favorite memory. I'm getting goosebumps right now just talking about it.
Awesome.
Yeah. How about yourself?
I think back, I would say I have a couple. Winning it myself.
Yeah.
Not myself. Watching, being a part of my team winning, and the countdown was cool. We were up 6-2 in Game 5. Perry had scored the 6th goal, which kind of gave us a little bit of a little breathing room. Although you're still nervous as all can be till the end, but that was really cool. But as a spectator or a fan, I remember going way back. I remember Bob Nystrom scoring.
That was Philly.
I was probably around 10. I was probably 10 years old at the time.
What a game!
Like really early 1980s, right? Like
it was 1980. It was 1980.
I'm 8-9 years old at the time. I remember that, and I love Bobby Nye from that point on.
Yeah.
The other one that just I jump out of my chair every time. Mary Lemieux, 1990, when he undressed Sean Chambers against the Minnesota North Stars, and one of the greatest goals of all time.
Incredible.
Watching Mario, Super Mario. And then for me, the next season, it was just so cool. The next season, Buffalo's home opener was against the Stanley Cup winning Pittsburgh Penguins. And I actually played against Mario Lemieux the whole night. My line,
No kidding.
Rick Vibe, Christian Rutu. And we were +2, and I got a goal and an assist my first game ever played in the NHL, thinking I'd made it. We lost 5-4. Mario had 5 points.
Mario Lemieux, yeah.
On
What
the
do you
power-
say?
on the
Yeah,
power
on the
play.
power
Yeah.
play.
Yeah,
Just
he was
that
what a player.
difference
What a player.
maker, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I
on.
remember him making that move, iconic, split the D. Sean Chambers falls down, and then I would think it was John Casey. What a player!
Good play. Yeah, and I got to actually pump your tires on that one Mayday goal, which we run on our podcast every time. Isn't it amazing? Like how you turn Bork inside out. We actually got to get him on our podcast. I want to talk about that. And I'd like to actually get Andy Moog because I loved Andy Moog and you undressed him.
You know what? It was a moment in time and there's no question. What you just said happened. I get a little, I love Ray. I know Andy a little bit because he was a goalie coach for the Vancouver Canucks when I played in Vancouver. So got to know Andy a little bit. Pretty cool. Again, I'm a kid. I'm younger than them. I was watching them win Stanley Cups. Watching Andy win Stanley Cups, watching Ray Bork be the best player in the league.
In the league.
Of course, eventually watching him win
Colorado,
the Stanley Cup.
yeah.
But I don't want to be a pompous asshole and kind of gloat in that glory. But there's no question. I did beat Ray at the blue line. And I'd love to have Ray on the podcast. He's become a pretty good friend over the last few years. Amazing guy. The one thing he would tell us, and I'm sure he's going to say, is he just thought that I was going to chip the puck into the corner again and try to run him, because that was ultimately I was playing with LaFontaine and McGillney,
right.
And to bring the energy, the physical side.
That's what you did.
And effectively get them the puck and just get out of their way.
Yeah.
Just the way the game transpired. The opportunity was there,
and a
I'm
famous
thankful.
call
Grateful.
by Rick
Grateful.
Jenner,
I got a
right?
nickname the rest of my life.
For the rest of your life, but awesome.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. So we do want to, again, thank the Crown and Anchor. We want to thank our partners at 99 for this opportunity to be in Grande Prairie and enjoy all the people that are out here and how friendly they've been. I do want to say the Mayday Bet Boost, overtime with Mayday. We've got a couple of good things going on with the Mayday Bet.
The bet boost right now is not looking so good.
I know.
Yet it's got a big payday to it. What we need, you need a Timmy Stützle goal.
Yep.
You need Sebastian Aho to get 2 points.
Yeah.
And we need more goals. We need 6 goals. So I don't care how it happens, but let those guys factor in, get 6 goals in this game. Because right now it's 0-0.
0-0. Absolutely. Right on. Well, we're looking forward to what in the second period. All right, let's back at it. Well, what do you think, man? What a game. Holy smokes.
Incredible. And I don't know if I'm surprised. I mean, Carolina's a solid team.
Yep.
Ottawa played incredible. And the goaltending was amazing. If this is the series, it's going to get tighter and better. I can't wait to watch game 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, if this is a series, this could be a 7-gamer.
Yeah,
It could be that. It could have gone either way. Goaltending was crazy. Freddie Anderson, stood tall. That one steal just at the line, incredible. Allmark played amazing. I mean, that's playoff hockey.
Playoff hockey, and you know what? The truth is, you got to get to the front of the net, and it's going to be crazy moments like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that tight checking, amazing. The first 12 minutes of the game, there might have been 2 shots for Ottawa. I think Carolina was shut out for the first 6 or 8, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So Ottawa's got a good game. They're dangerous. They can be really good. But I promise, for them to get back in the series, they need Stützle. They need their big dogs to actually break through. And if that doesn't happen because of good defense, it's not really an indictment on Ottawa. It's a compliment to the Carolina Hurricanes.
Absolutely agree. I mean, fans were into it. The players were into it right off the hop with that fight. I mean, this is playoff hockey.
Brady Tkachuk, by the way, I love it.
Doing what he does.
In their shutout loss, 2-0, I could sit here and I could rave about the play of the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun series to watch. It's tight.
It's going to be tight. I mean, what do you think of Taylor Hall's goal, Stankoven's goal? I mean, both a goal and assist.
Love it. So first of all, Taylor Hall, who at one time was Rocket Richard winner in the National Hockey League, Hart Trophy winner. What a player! But he's kind of disappeared somewhat playing in Carolina.
Yeah.
Less media there, but still getting it done. but Stankoven comes over in a trade for Rantanen. You know what? If you're going to lose one of the better players in the National Hockey League, the way it all transpired, because they traded Nages, right?
Nages,
for Rantanen, and then obviously a couple months, and then he goes off to Dallas. Stankoven, young player, Canadian player, which we love.
Yeah.
But hell of a game,
on
2
that,
points.
say that again,
Love
Canadian
that. Yes.
player, we love.
That.
There you go, a little bit of this, boys. Yeah, we like to go, and we're in Grande Prairie for this, showing off a little bit of Canadian pride. So
you know what?
I love that.
I love that, but does that make us weak that we have to do that?
No, you know what?
Because we didn't lose. We lost. We won the silver medal.
You know what? And it's
we got great hockey players.
We got great hockey players.
The Americans won though,
but we outplayed them. And you know what? That's okay. And it's a one-game thing.
But does that is that a flex for us that looks weak, or is that a strong thing?
You know what? It shows pride.
I didn't feel comfortable there.
You didn't, eh?
But I'm comfortable being Canadian.
Yeah, I totally get it. I being in the States, you see a lot of the flag stuff. I think we need to do more of that. And we don't need to apologize like the Americans don't.
Listen,
the Americans never apologize for things like that. Be proud. And, for me personally, I think, and it's one goal in a game. It's just like a playoff. You're out. Is different. You're playing 7 games, right? You got to win 4 out of the 7. It's a difference maker, right?
If a tree falls down in the Canadian forest, do we still say we're sorry?
Well, it depends. If
seriously, as Canadians, we say sorry often.
We do. But did it fall on a bear? If it fell on a bear, then we're going to have to apologize for it. And then, there's some sustainability issues we're going to have to work with, and some apologizing to, the indigenous communities. But nonetheless, it's all good. We're part of that community, and we're here, man, having fun.
Love it. Can't wait. Meeting some of these oil and gas guys here in Grande Prairie.
It's all to the earth.
And again, go back to last night when we were here. The young junior hockey club here.
Storm.
Is amazing boys, young men, going off to do other things. Some of them are going to go play pro hockey. Some of them, their careers are over. And then some of the young guys that are still chasing it. Summer of hard work to go make another team. It's kind of cool.
It is very cool.
It is the best.
It is absolutely the best.
Because you can't. It's not about being a great individual. It's about being part of a great team.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, the better you are as an individual, you can elevate and move on. But it's all about the team. And I think that's the best part about the game.
Absolutely. Yeah. And actually hearing those stories from those guys kind of brings us, full circle to why we're here.
Their haircuts and their hair was dog shit.
Yeah.
But that's what we do as players.
That's right. The missing chiclets, the whole 9 yards. Just total beauty.
I'll tell you what, they're going to look back at these photos and be embarrassed.
Yeah.
But you know what? But you'll remember the camaraderie with your buddies. Because if you're an idiot and your buddies are idiots,
it's all good.
Who cares?
I remember shaving my head with my number in the side of my head, and the lady at the hairdresser salon, she goes, "You want to put colors in it?" I go, "Yeah. Put some red and put blue." And so you have this red and blue thing, and a guy took a hat off, and I showed one of the guys on TV. He said, "Jesus, did you cut your head?" I go, "No, it's just a dye, right?" Yeah. So, anyways, here we are,
boys.
Yeah. So we got a couple big games coming up, and I do want to pump the tires on Bet99 partnership and the Crown and Anchor. The people of Grande Prairie, lights out. Everybody, we've been fantastic, and we look forward to the next couple of games.
Yeah, 100%. And by the way, I have a couple of these. What are they called? The OT. What are they? The picks.
Yeah, you got the overtime picks. Bet. So overtime with Mayday is the bets. It's
been
the
able
bet
to
boost.
The bet boost. So on Bet99, I'd encourage you to go check out what I did. Maybe you'd like to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But Bet99, great partner. Thank you very much, Grande Prairie, for having us.
Welcome to game 1 of Minnesota and Dallas. I mean, we're excited. We're in Grande Prairie. We're at the Crown and Anchor doing a live stream. We got 3 games. This is why the voice is going. But we got 3 games to go. This is game 2 of 3 that we're done. I'm going to jump into you right away. But this should be a conference game, right? This should be a conference final game right here. We got Minnesota and Dallas. Take it away.
Well, I think with respect to that, the setup for the playoffs in the Stanley Cup. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the 1-8, or the system.
Yeah,
the way it's done right now with the divisions. I think it should either be 1-8. In a perfect world, it'd be 1-16, 2-15.
Yeah.
And by the way, you travel on first class planes. You're staying in 5-star hotels.
Yeah, sure.
You're eating off China on airplanes. And yeah, you know what? If there's an accommodation to be made because of certain travel, I'm sure the NHL could figure that out.
Yeah.
I think for the effort that these players put in, coaching staffs, management, teams like Dallas and Minnesota that are in the upper echelon of the National Hockey League and the Colorado Avalanche in the Central Division, you're going to have two of those teams out after the second round.
Yeah.
Now, listen, maybe that's always happened. It's always been an issue.
Yeah.
But wouldn't we want the best teams? Let's imagine if there was no upsets, 1 through 8 to play 9 through 16.
Yeah.
And pare it down where you get the best teams in the subsequent rounds.
Yeah.
I think so. It's a shame that one of these teams in the first round is getting knocked out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's been an issue in the NHL forever. I just don't want to see this because I think Billy Guerin's done a great job building this team.
Great.
And I think Jim Nill
done a
running
really
the Dallas
good job.
Stars, they're both like really, really solid teams.
Agreed. You know, and talking about that, we got Dallas Stars, depth up front, defense, goaltending off the wall, right? They're like amazing. You know, we got Minnesota's got, you know, Krill the Thrill.
Yeah.
You know, they've got Boldy,
highest paid player ever in the National Hockey League.
Right. So I mean, I honestly think Dallas has got the depth, and I think this will be a 6 gamer, but maybe even a 7 gamer. But I think Dallas has just got the horsepower.
Well, here's the thing: when you're making predictions, and this is what we're doing,
and that's exactly right.
We're guessing. We're doing this thing. Everybody at home's doing the same thing. By me picking Dallas, by no means is a disrespect to the Minnesota Wild.
Not at all.
But I have to pick a team. The same thing. I'm going to pick the Dallas Stars, and solely I like Jason Robertson.
Yeah.
Lupe Hintz, I think, is a hell of a player and is so underrated. Mikko Heiskanen's amazing.
Yeah.
Miro, excuse me.
Miro, yep.
And Jake Ottinger.
Yeah. Winners.
And by the way, their coach, who was a hell of a coach, Peter DeBoer, got fired.
Yeah.
By ripping his goaltender last year. And I think Jake Ottinger didn't deserve that.
No, I agree.
He's a hell of a player. And we'll see what he does. But I think Dallas is a really solid team.
Okay.
But I can see Minnesota winning.
Yeah, absolutely. I can totally agree with that. So we're going to be back. We do want to thank everybody again here at Grande Prairie Live Watch Party, our partners, Bet99, the Crown and Anchor in beautiful downtown Grande Prairie. The people have been amazing. We're thrilled to be here. We'll see you at the end of the first period. We'll come on back live.
Love it. Cheers. And as you're watching, Carolina Hurricanes up 1-0 against the Ottawa Senators. Little recap. We got Dallas. We got Minnesota right now.
Yep.
And tonight,
the Battle of Pennsylvania.
We're looking at Philadelphia. Rick Tocchet led Philadelphia Flyers. A young kid, Porter Martone, who just got picked up or came out from college, which is amazing. Scored an overtime goal in their quest to make the playoffs. And you know what? We're going to be treated with Evgeny Malkin and Sidney Crosby and Chris Letang. Again, they're in the playoffs. And you know what? It's not going to happen forever. Tune in because it'll be fun.
Run the wheels off, pump the tires. I do want to actually say we got Stu Skinner. I want to see him actually come back and revive what he's been doing. He's a great goaltender. I mean, a lot of stuff, the pressure in Edmonton while he was there. He's got skill. Obviously, he's in the NHL. He's a gamer.
I think his teammates love him, and that's probably more important the way he plays because they're going to band together.
Yeah.
And if they have success, he's going to be good, no question. But for Pittsburgh to win beyond the goaltending, we got to see Sidney Crosby. And what the hell? Why wouldn't we want that?
Absolutely.
One of the best of all time.
Legend. A total beauty. And we're going to come back with some of our picks from the Mayday boost.
The first Mayday boost didn't do so well, depending on whoever bet it. I actually thought Aho was going to be a hell of a player, and I thought Stutzla was too. But the next two that I've picked, jump aboard.
There you
go.
If you want,
Fantastic.
Jump on, have some fun. All right, man. This is crazy. I mean, we're getting on this amazing game with Dallas and Minnesota. Minnesota's taking it to the Stars. What do you think about that?
You never know what's going to happen come the playoffs.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a great series. Two of the best teams in the league. I don't know if we could have scripted that Minnesota would come out so hot.
Right.
You know what? It's a 7-game series. You gotta compartmentalize these things. The third period's a big one. Dallas has to find some momentum. But I'll tell you what, Minnesota's playing a great game. Really good. And I'm not surprised by that, by the way. They're both really, really good.
You know, you're right on all counts, but I am surprised on the score. Like, you know, they're playing hard. It's playing, you know, the goaltending's been good. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on. And I'm just trying to wrap myself around a 3-goal lead. That's crazy.
It's crazy, but here's the thing. So everything's independent from the next event.
Yes.
So even if this game ends up 5-1, and so Minnesota goes up 1, the next game
it's a clean slate.
But when you really think about it, Minnesota goes on the road to Dallas right now. They're up 4-1. It's a great start.
It's
for
a
the
great
Minnesota
start.
Wild.
If you can split any game, any series between that's a win, right?
That's a win. And to get game 1, it doesn't indicate what's going to happen, but I'll tell you what, it's a hell of a start for the road.
It is a heck of a start, man. Holy crap. Yeah. So, I mean,
I still think I'd pick Dallas to win this game. Is it possible? They have the ability to score 3 goals to tie it up and maybe go to overtime, but right now, Minnesota, the way they're playing
great.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, they're playing great. And the bar's filling up.
Yes.
So we do want to thank our sponsors at the Crown and Anchor. We're so pleased to be here in Grande Prairie and our great partnership with Bet99. Thank you so much. This has been fantastic. We still have another game to do after this. This is a 3-gamer, like a tri-header here. Like it's just over the top, but it's been good, having fun. I mean, your engagement with the patrons has been incredible.
Well, you know what? It's really nice. I've actually, the coolest part for me, talking hockey is one thing. I love it, but it's meeting people.
Yeah.
I'm a social creature.
You are.
When I come to this thing, I say this thing or wherever I am, I like to be present.
Yeah.
And I like to actually really get to know people. And there's some great various differences in, people from the oil patch to the farmers to
accountants, bar owners,
like from Toronto, and now run a business here in Grande Prairie.
Yeah.
You know what? The diversity is awesome.
Yep.
And it's really cool. And I really want to say the same thing. Bet99, we're going to do some great things together.
Yep.
We're going to open up, to the audience. But we've had a number of people sign up to Bet99 today.
Bet99 sign up. Yeah. I got to go on to that. I love the Canadiana feel here. Like everybody is friendly. Everybody's engaged. Like we had a police officer come in and chat with us and, take a fun photo. I mean, that's engagement. That's fun. I mean, what a great crowd. And what I love just watching you. I was sitting with the Bet99 table for a minute. We were walking around and you were like, you engage with people. Like you are a social person. You're sitting there having great conversations, telling stories. And then when that's done, that you go on to another one. I mean, it's just like, that's the engagement that just makes you great, Brad May.
Well, I would say thank you. That's a compliment.
Absolutely.
I just want to be present. Literally, what I think they say, what is the greatest thing about the present? It's a present. It's a gift. It's in the moment.
Yep.
Whatever, right? That's a little hokey, but
no.
But I don't want to be that guy that's talking to you, Rocco.
Yeah, and looking
to see if there's a better place, another conversation to get to. By the way, we all are in those environments.
Yep.
And it happens. But I like to kind of be like present. Yep. I don't know if that's one gift I have. I think it is.
It is a gift, and it also on a plethora of the things that make you the coolest guy to hang with and spend time with. That's one of the most appreciated things that people love about you is you're just like one of us. You're like, a regular guy, except you got that hardware, you got the experience and all that stuff. But
we put our pants on the same way.
We do.
Left leg first.
Yeah.
Are you left leg or right leg?
I'm a righty. But I'll switch if I'm having a bad game. We're gonna rack it up a little bit. So we want to talk about some trivia. You got a little trivia for me? We're gonna actually do some fun banter. I've got one for you. So you want to go ahead with one?
Can I go back? Hey guys, Kip, do you want to hear this? The question is.
Oh, we're going to the question. Sweet Jesus.
Jackson. The question is, name the player scored his first goal in the National Hockey League. The next goal he scored was in the American Hockey League. And the third, chronologically, he scored goals in the Ontario Hockey League. Now, imagine most players do it the opposite direction. I didn't either. There's one player, and he's got 4 Stanley Cups.
So then after both, he went back to the NHL.
Yes, and then he went on and he played probably, if I'm not mistaken, he played at least 20 years in the National Hockey League. 1 year more than me, maybe 2. I played 19. And I'll just throw it out there. Actually, I want to say 2 NHL teams.
Wow.
Two NHL teams.
I was going to ask Uncle Google, but I got lost on that.
But he won 4 Stanley Cups with one of them. There's only so many teams, right, in the last 3 decades that have done that. It's a good one.
It is a good one.
And he won a World Junior gold medal with Team Canada, 91, with me.
Oh, so
He's got 4 Stanley Cups.
he had to play for the Ducks, and he had to play in Jersey, right?
He won 4 Stanley Cups with the same team.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to lead you guys. They say you can't lead a horse to water and make it drink. I'm going to try to do this. Try to do this with you donkeys.
Yeah. No, it's a freaking burn. No, it's a freaking burn here.
First of all, okay, just for you slow people, let's slow it down. What team in the last 30 years has won 4 Stanley Cups? Only one.
The Islanders.
They've won 3.
Islanders. Really?
Well, 30 years. That's 40 years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah, true. Yeah.
The Detroit Red Wings. Chris Draper. Chris Draper played for the Canadian Olympic team.
Never.
Was a draft pick of the Winnipeg Jets. He got called up from the Canadian Olympic team, scored a goal with the Winnipeg Jets, was sent down to the Moncton Wildcats, I believe, or scored a goal, and the next season he played for the Ottawa 67s.
Where'd you pull
Then he went on and he made the NHL, 20 years, won 4 Stanley Cups.
I would have never got that one. Holy jeez.
Now, is that not how I asked the question the first time?
Oh my! I still don't understand what the hell you said. But I'm just saying that, But we do have it recorded. Yeah. All right.
Well, I didn't know you guys actually knew what the word chronological meant.
It's a watch. All right. I got a question for you. So pick a team that had a rookie player win a cup and win the Conn Smythe. Same team, 2 players that won cups and Conn Smythe.
Oh, Montreal Canadiens, 1986. Patrick Roy and Claude Lemieux.
So
Patrick Roy won the Conn Smythe and the Stanley Cup. Claude Lemieux was runner-up.
But he did win.
But he eventually won a Conn Smythe.
He did, but no. So I'm thinking it is the team, but it is the wrong one of them you got right. Patrick Roy. He won the Stanley Cup, won the Conn Smythe same year.
Yes.
Okay.
But you said there was 2 players.
You're right.
Oh. Claude Lemieux. New Jersey Devils. Won the Stanley Cup and won the Conn Smythe.
But as a rookie. They weren't rookie.
Oh, as a rookie. Oh, good. Okay, sorry. Yes, Roy, 86. I knew I was right.
Yeah.
Is there another one?
Yes.
Clearly. It's great.
Good question. Trying to make up for the baffling you gave me.
But I was good on the Patrick Roy.
Yeah, you banged Patrick Roy. And you're going to know who it is, too, soon as...
Rookie.
He was a rookie. He won as a rookie, technically, won the Stanley Cup, won the Conn Smythe. The following year, he won Rookie of the Year.
Oh, that would be Ken Dryden. Ken Dryden.
There you go, Kenny Dryden.
Kenny Dryden.
Yeah, right on.
For sure.
Perfect. All right, yeah, good. All right, so we're gonna let these guys go into the third period. We'll come on back afterwards. We got to get ready for. So you think? What's your gut telling you? You say we think Dallas is coming back, or you think Minnesota's going to hold out?
I think Minnesota wins
Minnie's
this
holding.
game.
Minnie's
Right
holding.
now,
Yeah,
I think so. But that doesn't mean that Dallas has to pound their defensemen. It's a war of attrition. 7 games. It's not necessarily what happens today. You got to build the momentum.
That's what makes it so hard, right?
In saying that, is there correlation to one day to the next? I don't know, but they have to show up.
You got to show up. Wallstad has been playing great. He's playing like focused, engaged. So yeah, I mean, but that is 1 game of 7 potentially. So that's it. You need more. All right,
okay.
All right, boys. Man, here we are. Overtime with Mayday. Here we are in Grande Prairie, Crown and Anchor. Guys,
I'm surprised that it was a 6-1 finish. I'm surprised that Minnesota won game 1 on the road. I think it's going to be a long series. You got to chalk this one up. Minnesota came out, played really, really well.
Yeah.
And by the way, Minnesota can win this series.
Oh yeah.
Bill Guerin's built this team, and they're tough. However,
It's one game.
That's why it's a 4 out of 7 series.
It's one game.
And let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, because these series they can ebb and flow and they can change quickly. However, game 2 now for the Dallas Stars is very important.
It is, absolutely. And we continue on. We're going to wrap this one up, and then we're going to jump into the Battle of Pennsylvania here pretty quick. So we'll be right back. We'll get other troops, get some refreshments in, and again, thank you to everybody on supporting our podcast. Thank you. Hey, hello everybody. It's Rocco, the Grocery Stick, and Brad May here. We're doing a live episode at the Crown and Anchor in Grande Prairie. We're on game 3 of like a triple header. People of Grande Prairie have been amazing. The bar has been amazing. Bet99, one of our partners, has been amazing. We're just having such a great time. Got to talk about what's going on. We got Battle of Pennsylvania. Tell us what you think.
Well, first of all, Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris
Legend.
Letang, legends, right?
Yeah.
And certainly the pedigree on the Penguins. They've retooled their team on the fly. Kyle Dubas has come in there with Jason Spezza. They've actually really done some great things. It's amazing that they were able to make the playoffs and be in this situation. And you know what? They're coming in with momentum.
Yep.
The Philadelphia Flyers, Rick Tocchet's one of my favorite people.
Doesn't love Todd.
I wanted to be Rick Tocchet. I idolize Rick Tocchet. He's the bench boss, behind Philadelphia. And you look at their team, they're there. I think this series is going to be really fun. I have no idea what's going to happen. It's 0-0 right now. It's already started. There's been some, not fisticuffs, but there's some physical altercations. I think these guys, they dislike each other in the cities for the right reasons.
Yeah.
It's a rivalry.
It's a rivalry.
Philadelphia, the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Eagles, to the Pirates, to the Phillies, to the Penguins, to the Flyers. You know what? 2 cities wanting to win.
Yeah.
You know what? At the end of the day, they're in each other's way.
Yeah.
And what's going to give?
Yeah. Somebody's got to get in somebody's grill and punch their teeth in.
And so I'll tell you what, if it ever got down there, I love Rick Tocchet. He's one of my favorites.
I would love to get him on the podcast. He's such, he builds his team like him. It's him, right? So that's great. We're going to come back at the end of the first period. We'll talk a little bit. The place is getting a little livelier, getting louder. Our voice is getting tougher. But here we are. We're having a blast.
Triple header. Let's go. Let's watch some hockey.
Let's get it done.
Go.
Yeah,
let's go. Let's get into it.
Hey guys, we're back in action. We're still here having a blast in Grande Prairie, thanks to the Crown and Anchor and Bet99 partners. But we got to talk about the Battle of Pennsylvania. What are you thinking? This is amazing. What a game.
Well, we're about 10 hours into our shift here. You know what I love? I love just the passion. Game 1, first round of the Stanley Cup final, is always an amazing festival of hockey. 1-1. Couldn't be any better. You know what? The competition, the parity in this league, it's unreal. Anybody can beat anybody.
Absolutely. It is off the hook. I mean, we've got Skinner. We've got all of this stuff. Malkin. You got all of these things going on. Excited to watch it. It is. These guys hate each other. And that's the passion we love, right?
There's history there. Back in the day, obviously you got Philly, Pittsburgh, Crosby, Malkin have had such a great run. The Philadelphia Flyers are sick and tired of it.
Yep.
And the Broad Street Bullies of the past. There's like that fabric in their team. Rick Tocchet's back behind the bench. No, it's fun, man. It's fun. Dude. And yes, it's a good thing. It's a when you don't like the other team, it's not that you hate each other.
No.
But you know what? You want to win. You want to beat them. You know what? You want to rub a little salt in it too.
Man, I tell you, and the crowd's into it. I mean, like we were like rocking it out here. Everybody's tuned into the games, watching, and the conversation stopped and they go back. It's just, that's the passion of the Stanley Cup playoff, right?
Yeah, no question about it. And I'll tell you what, maybe even a little more so in a smaller community. I say smaller, but Grande Prairie is a big place. But
60,000 people, Northern Alberta.
They love their hockey, and this is a great outlet.
Absolutely. We talk about the Storm. We met them yesterday. It's a passion place to play hockey, and this has been awesome. Again, we got to thank our sponsors, our partners, Bet99, Crown and Anchor. Of course, you being here, mingling and working the crowd, just being amazing as you are.
You know what? It's been fun. I like meeting new people. I love hockey fans. And you know what? We have a responsibility to do the right thing.
I agree.
Represent ourselves well, but also the game of hockey. And you know what? I think we're doing our part. We'll definitely have a great time. Bet99 signing some people up.
Totally.
It's a good thing. You know what? This is the first of many, I hope.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it is the passion that brings us here. I mean, we're having such a good time, and we're on like hour 10, 11, right? We've been just going game after game after game, engagement, cocktails coming back and forth starting at 11 o'clock. I mean, we're having such a good time, but we got to thank everybody for coming here and doing this event with us and allowing us to be a part of it and just having the good time.
I just ate one of the greatest chicken pot pies that I burped there.
I watched you eat that thing.
Oh, so good.
It was so good.
It's good food
It
here.
was so huge. I had a breakfast, a lunch thing and some potato skins on the side with an omelet at like noon, and I have not been able to eat since. I am stuffed. So the food is great. People are great. Thank you to our sponsors. We'll be back at the end of the next period, and we'll talk a little more. This has been great. What a great first day. Love it, brother. Buddy. Yeah, hello, everybody. We're Overtime with Mayday, live in Grande Prairie at the Crown and Anchor. Got to thank our sponsors and supporters and partners, Bet99, the Crown and Anchor, and us, for being out in this amazing place, amazing event. What do you think of that game? 3-2, crazy, right?
3-2. Two teams. I'll tell you what, this series is going 6 or 7.
Easy.
Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, for sure. I love the fact, and I think I was one that called it early, that Porter Martone is going to be a factor. This is a young man, just came in from college, and I know him and I know his dad. Really excited for this young guy. Scored a big goal, scored a game winner actually, and I'm excited for him.
Absolutely. You know, just as the game was wrapping up, the Pens pulled their goalie. They panned the camera along the
Pittsburgh's a good team. Both of them played really well to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised at all that it's actually going to be a great series. You know, in the East, a lot of teams, Montreal, the Buffalo Sabres, the Ottawa Senators had a really good outing.
Yeah.
Although they didn't win, they played Carolina awfully hard. The East is tough. It's going to be fun to see who makes it through.
Yeah. It's been great. Like, I mean, everything about this first inaugural kickoff game with all these playoffs here in Grande Prairie. The event was amazing.
Yes.
We want to come back. We want to engage with the crowd. We've had people come in who just started following us, come to the event just to meet us. Like, how amazing is that? Right?
It's nice. I'm flattered, Rocco, and
Dude.
And you know what? We're doing something good. We're over the mark, and let's keep going.
Keep it going. All right. We look forward. More games to follow. We're going to be around. Tune in. Follow us. Have some fun. Thank you, Bet99. Thank you, Crown and Anchor. Thank you, Brad May, buddy. You're a rock star as always. Look at these mitts. They're like meat hook. Yeah, as our co-producer behind the camera says, please like, follow, or else he's going to have his head shaved. Yeah, and we'll leave him here naked in Grande Prairie. Hi, everybody. It's Rocco from Overtime with Mayday Hockey Podcast. You know me as the grocery stick that hangs out with Brad May and all these great NHL hockey players and alumni. I want you to like, subscribe. If you like our podcast, heck, even if you don't like our podcast, please like, subscribe, tune in, tell your friends. Thank you very much.